Welcome back to AM Tonight on Fusion. It's time for That's What She Said. We've all been there. You're home on a Friday night with a glass of wine in your Netflix account. All your friends are out with their significant others. You're looking for love, but are you ready? Or are you just lonely? Joining me now is radio personality Felicia Monet, Style Network's Katrina Kempens, and TV host Andrea Ocampo. All right, I am curious, Katrina. 4 years you were single. How did you manage not to fall into the lonely trap?
I was single 4.5 years, and I say that I was like the cat lady, but without the cats. Every Friday and Saturday night, I would read, drink my wine, and light my candles. That was me.
Wow.
And I wanted to get to a place where I was so comfortable with who I was and completely embraced myself unconditionally, because I knew that's when I would attract the right person. And I had a vision board, I mean, you name it. And then, you know, the right man came along, and he was more than I could have ever expected, and I'm really blessed, and, you know, now I'm married, and it happened very fast. But I was very disciplined, and I wasn't going out there, and I was never lonely, because I'm somebody that enjoys, you know, being alone. And when I was ready to have the right company, you know, it worked.
Felicia, so. I am a person who likes being alone too, but 4 years sounds like a really long time.
Because 4 years was my number two. I was single for 4.5 years. So, wow, that's interesting. And you know, I always talk to my girlfriends and stuff, and I don't think being lonely is necessarily a bad thing. I think you take that time and you learn about yourself, your needs, your wants, and, you know, enjoy it. It's okay. You can be fun and have fun when you're alone.
But it's easier said than done.
That's true,
you know, when you are a cat lady, I love cats, you know, when you are a cat lady.
I never did have the cats, but
you know, you're watching your favorite movie, but then sometimes you think, you know, I definitely want to cuddle with somebody, or I want to connect with somebody. And I think that's when we start getting in trouble, you know, and I think it's easier to get in trouble than to stay so disciplined. I mean, you want to get to know yourself, but at the same time, maybe you want to share a glass of wine with somebody, maybe a cutie, but then, you know, things go the opposite end.
And sometimes you can get to know yourself by being with other people. Like, I'm not entirely sure that I believe in this loneliness trap, in the sense that I do think having a variety of relationships sometimes is actually what prepares you for being with the right person more than being alone.
But I also think I had the single superwoman epidemic. That's what I used to call it. So I had all these really successful women around me, and they became the man that they wanted in their life. And so that's when, and it was, I mean, it was a hard process to be able to admit to myself that I was acting like a man, and that's why it wasn't coming to me. And I read a lot, you know, and I
Whoa. Acting like a man. Why? Because you were awesome?
No, but I think I forgot to embrace my femininity. And now I think back to those times, and I was really hardcore. I was really rough. I didn't allow a man to ever pay for my dinner, which I think is a huge mistake, by the way. I was always ready, because I didn't want to owe anyone anything. And you're taking away his masculinity. And a man needs to be able to provide and protect, and I was taking all of that away from him. So of course I wasn't attracting the right man. They'd run. Run.
Listen, I will take the free meal movie, will not go in my pocket any day. But it's okay. But still be self-sufficient and still be able to make decisions and be comfortable with, you know, position of power, because it sounds like we're all pretty much independent and self-sufficient, but I think it's about balancing at the end of the day, and finding the right partner to balance that out.
The one thing I am seeing is that I am now 30, and as I got closer and closer to 30, a lot of my superhero women friends all of a sudden were much more keen on finding someone, and their standards for who that person was changed, right? Like, all of a sudden people were very clear that they were looking for someone who was marriage material, and they needed to find him now.
Like yesterday.
Which you can't decide. So anyhow, all right, the ladies are sticking around, and so are you, because up next we're asking, when it comes to plastic surgery, are women stuck between a rock and a hard place?
I feel self-conscious about the size of my butt because I have a flat butt.
No, I really don't care about the size of my butt. I think I make up for it in other ways.
I think it's too big, so maybe like sometimes people are staring at it. I think it depends on the guy, because some guys are like really into that.
It's just something that I've always liked my whole life. I can't really explain it.
I'm definitely more of a butt man than a boob man. I definitely like something I can sink my teeth into.
Curves are curves. It's great if you have them. If you don't, like, buy them.
Butt implants are hard, and it's like grabbing two basketballs, and it's just too much for me.
It's definitely harder, and it's definitely synthetic, so for me, I like it much better al natural.
I wouldn't, because I could just go do squats. Like, I'm too lazy, so that's why this happens to me. But if I went to the gym, I could do squats and we wouldn't have this problem. I like the size of my butt.